So, dear students, let's in this lecture I'm going to describe you chapter 3, and this is the embedded programs. So, one important thing is that I'm whatever be the chapters I am discussing here in the video, I am discussing in very short because I do not want to increase the length of video. So, it is a kind of short description for your knowledge purpose. So, let's see. First one is the assembly language programming, the first part. So assembly is a low level language, and the assembly language use mnemonics code for writing the program, and assembler is a tool which convert the assembly language into the machine language. What is the meaning of machine language? Machine language is nothing, it's a kind of binary code. So it's convert assembler convert the mnemonics into the binary code. What are the advantage of this assembly language? The first advantage is that it have a precise control over the processor, because assembly language is more near to the processor. So that's why, because it's deal into the registers, so it's more near to the processor. That's why it have a very good control over the processor. Next is the machine codes are compact, so they are not using any conditioner, any declaration type, any rule or data. So it means they are very compact, so they are using less number of memory. Another is the device driver code may need only a few assembly instructions. Device driver is also directly interact to the main processor, so that's why it is also very near to the processor. So to write the device driver programs, again it's need few instruction from the assembly language also. Okay. Next is high level language. All other programming language are mostly are the high level language, and the structure of all these language are in English almost. So interpreter and the compiler are the system program which are used to convert the high level language into the machine codes. Mostly in the high level language we are using the compiler which convert the normal code into the binary code or the machine code. As here in the assembly language, the same work is done by the assembler. It convert the mnemonics into the machine language. So what is the advantage of high level language? Some basic advantage are that data type declaration provide programming easy. Here, because things are looking like written in English form, so it's very easy for understanding purpose also. Type checking makes the program less prone to error. So here the possibility of error is also very less. Control structure and conditional statements make the program flow path design task simple. Here some control structure and some conditional flow statements are given which make the program very simple for the designer as well as company purpose. Next point is portability of non-process specific code exists. It means the meaning of this point is that if suppose I am a designer, I want to send my code to some other persons, so he can easily understand my code. Now additional advantage of C as a high level language. Actually C is not a high level language, and it's not even a low level language. C structure is lie between the low level and high level. So basically C is a middle level language, but some programmers speaks that it is a high level language, but it is not true. It is a middle level language. So if we talk about our microcontroller programming, so generally in the microcontrollers, previously we were using the assembly language, but nowadays because assembly language, suppose I am writing a program for the traffic light controller. So if the same program I am writing in the assembly language, it may be 100 line, and the same program if I want to write in the C language, then it may be only 10 to 15 line. So it means 10 to 15 line is very easy to understand and to execute, and for the other purpose also, like I want to transfer my code to another colleagues, then he's also feel very comfortable to understand that particular program in instead of assembly language. So generally these days we are using C language to program a microcontroller, but this is not a normal C, that is called the embedded C. Now let's see what is the difference between embedded C and conventional C. Let's see, they are, with the help of some points we are trying to discuss the difference between these two. So C language is used for desktop application while embedded C is used for microcontroller application. Next difference is that C language use the desktop operating system memory while embedded C used the controller inbuilt memory. Another difference is that in the case of controller we have very limited resources like RAM, ROM, input, output. So we have to be careful when we are using the variables because we cannot generate n number of variables here, okay, due to limitation of the resources. So the same things are it's saying here that we are not using the space more than the available on in the controllers. If we are using the space more than the availability, then our program will be crashed. So we have to be very careful about that when we are using the resources or we are generating the variables. Now the next difference is that the embedded C need a different platform than C. It means that some basic commands are different in the embedded C language as compared to the C language. So a conventional C code generate an operating system compatible .exe file while embedded C code generate an hex file. So this is the basic difference available here. In conventional C, it generate the .exe file while the embedded C generate the .hex file. Another difference is that in C we use header file like stereo.h which yield the output to be visible on OS itself, or we can say the output on the screen of the computer. While in embedded C, everything is same but the output file are directly loaded on the microcontroller to test them. So here we do not have any output screens, the output directly go to the microcontrollers and we can either physically check, either the technically or logically we check the output. The next difference is that the C language is used to make a program for host interaction. Suppose that we are going to make a program for some software industry. So here we write a program in the C language, we send it to the company, while in embedded C we write a program and we implement it into our host. Our host means our microcontrollers. So here we know that where we are going to implement the program. So according to that we design that particular program. But in conventional C it doesn't matter because there is no port, there is no pin, and on the other hand in the embedded C we know that for which microcontroller we are going to write program. If we are writing the program for 8051, then we have to be declare inside variable is different. If we are writing program for 8052, then declared variable should be different, okay. So in this way some differences are there between C, conventional C and embedded C. Now the next topic is function. What is function? Function is nothing but it is a small program which execute besides the main program. Suppose that we are writing a program for a traffic light, so our program may be for 10 line or 15 line. There is no problems. On the other hand, if we are writing a program for calculator, again it may be 50 line or 100 line. So again we can manage. But if we are writing a program for a mobile phone, then it's too difficult. The program may be 1000 line and maybe 10,000 line. So 10,000 line program within a single window, it's very complex task. So what happens if we are designing a program for a mobile phone, or on the other hand we can say for a ATM machines. So we distribute our program into the modules and each module is called the function which separately executed. Suppose that I'm going to design a ATM machines and the program for ATM machines. So I distribute the program with my team, and I have n number of team members, and I distribute my program in such a way. Suppose that I'm writing a main program where I assemble all the all the programs which I have distributed to my teams, and the programs are like that. Suppose to the person X I am giving the task to design the program for ATM pin. To the second team member I am giving the program to design the counting of the notes. For the third person I am giving the programs to check the internet availability, and the fourth person I am giving the programs to check the hardware of the machine, and in such a way. So we have a different modules with our team members, and they are executing their program, they are making their programs, and finally these different module are going to be assembled into the main programs, and final testing are going to the main program. So in this way, if we have a very big programs, we can convert that program into modules, and we can assemble on the main program. So this is the way of working for the big programs. So, and all these things are happen due to the function only. So we have some functions, call function and called function. So we have a call function in main program, and we call that function into the another window, it's execute separately, and finally assemble into the main program. So in this way the functions inside the main program works. Now next point is the pseudo code. What is the pseudo code? It is nothing, it is a kind of a structure which is normally available in the English form. So it and what is the purpose of pseudo code? The purpose of pseudo code is that through the pseudo code we can communicate between the designer, coder, and project manager very easily. Okay, suppose that I write a program for the company, and the company designer want to check that program what I have written. So with the help of pseudocode he can easily understand. Like one example are given here: initialize variable a. It is pure English word. So initialize variable a, there is nothing related to the programming. So any person who know the English, he can easily understand that we are initializing a variable a here, we are initializing another variable b here, we are starting the infinitive loop. We have another, in the another lines we have call function, this is segment convert within input a. So in this way pseudocode is nothing but it's a kind of a structure of the program which is written in English form, which is very easy to understand for the designer, coder, and project manager. Okay, so in this way we are going to end the chapter 3. Thank you, students.